Welcome to the Destiny Awakening Interviews, a podcast with Andrew Wayfinder and his guests, bringing you powerful insights, inspiration, and ways to break free, live life your way, and make a difference in our changing and challenging world.
So, hello everyone, and a very warm welcome to another edition of the Destiny Awakening Interviews. I'm Andrew Wayfinder, and I'm joined today by Waldo Waldman, fighter pilot, Hall of Fame leadership speaker, executive coach, and author of the New York Times and Wall Street Journal bestseller, Never Fly Solo. So a very warm welcome to you, Waldo. And where are you hanging out today?
I am in Hotlanta, Georgia. Let's see, it's probably 92 degrees today, and my son's getting ready to do some soccer tryouts in an hour. So we're getting him prepped up, and life is good, and getting ready to take my first trip in a few months out west in Lake Tahoe. So we're
great. Yeah. Okay, well, life's coming back to normal post-pandemic.
Slowly and surely.
Okay, well, let's get on to your work and your experience. So Lieutenant Colonel retired Waldo Waldman, also known as the Wingman, overcame both claustrophobia and a fear of heights to graduate from the Air Force Academy. And then he became a combat decorated fighter pilot with 65 missions and 2,650 flight hours under his belt. After leaving the Air Force, he got an MBA in organizational behavior and led top sales efforts for cutting-edge technology and consulting firms. Now, as a speaker and leadership expert, he helps leaders and organizations accelerate their performance in changing environments. And his clients have included Marriott, Hewlett-Packard, American Express, the Denver Broncos, Verizon, and many more. So thank you, Waldo, for your time today. And the topic we'll be talking about is leveraging trusting relationships to build courage. And Waldo's going to unpack that idea in answering 6 questions. So the first question is, who is your ideal client? And what's the transformation your work helps them achieve?
So I do mostly corporate keynotes, but I do entrepreneurial and executive coaching. But I think the general hybrid of individual who gets the most out of my programs and philosophies are those entrepreneur mindset individuals who wake up every day with a goal, with a stretch goal, wanting to be better than they were yesterday and compelled to grow. And so many times fear gets in the way, relationships get in the way, mindset, etc. So I help them break through those barriers, build trust, not just with the wingmen, the men and women in their lives, but with the most important wingman or wingmam there is, which is themselves. The person staring back at them in the mirror when they put their flight suit on every morning and hear the cleared for takeoff call from their clients and their loved ones.
Okay. So what's the biggest challenge they're facing in that situation?
I think most people are not very honest with themselves many times. They wake up doing what they've always done and expect to have change, and they're not willing to get uncomfortable and changing their habits, their protocols, their regimens so that change will eventually happen. So we have a certain amount of tools as leaders, as individuals, which we can access to solve problems or deliver results. Let's say the average person has 20, the peak performer probably has 100, and the weak or powerless individual has 2 or 3 that they depend on. So more confidence comes when you have more tools, and you get those tools through listening to a podcast like this, investing your time with learning a new insight, a new habit, a ritual, etc. It comes from your fitness and health, right? Building that horsepower that's necessary. It comes from building a new relationship with a person who can help you solve a problem and guide you down the path. Many people are afraid to ask for help. And so a key tool in our lives are those people, those trusted partners outside of our formation and inside of it who we can go to for help. And so those are a couple key factors in building up those tools, those arsenal weapons, so that you can take out targets and help your teammates and wingmen out as well.
Okay. A few military metaphors in there.
Yeah, you got to throw them in there. I'm going to hammer them all day long there, Andrew. So,
Well, no, it's great because I mean, everybody has, the metaphor that they look at the world through, and actually, and I think you've already answered question number 3. What's your number one insight that you can share with people to help them? And it sounds like it's get more tools.
get more tools. And I think if it even boil it down, it'd be willing to ask for help. I was a fighter pilot flying this cool jet, and the reason why my book is Never Fly Solo is even though I was strapped in this jet for many years and then flew 65 combat missions, I had other men and women in my formation who checked out of blind spots. I'm going to see if I could show a photo here. When you're strapped into a plane, you can't see behind you, so you have to check your six, and your wingmen check your six. They're the ones to your left and right who look over their shoulder and call out weapons and missiles and aircraft and threats that are coming at you. And so you need to have those people build your picture and develop a broader, what we call situational awareness for you. So if I'm strapping in, hey, Andrew, and this is why you're such a great coach, you see my blind spots. You tell me to take action if a missile's coming at me. And then I'll tell you as well, as a trusted partner, if we have that really strong bond of trust, I may tell something to you and give you feedback that you may not want to hear but need to hear. And so that's the collaboration piece. So ask for help, be vulnerable. It takes more strength to build those relationships and show that transparency and vulnerability. And if you look at any of the peak performers out there, they seek out coaches who think differently and who can augment their skill set with other ideas and philosophies for growth.
And that's a perfect segue into question number 4. In your own development, what concept, book, program, talk, or experience was most impactful?
Oh, goodness. Well, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill is an old classic. Anybody who's listening to this, I highly recommend it. It's kind of a business slant, but it's also about, overcoming fear and mastermind groups, all those people in your life who you can network, or what I call wing work with. It's a very key book. I read a lot of spirituality books, on energy and philosophy, and Ernest Holmes is somebody who I really respect. It's kind of a Christian-based book, although I'm Jewish. I think I spoke to you before. I believe in it all. But I think when you feed your mind with different philosophies, when you listen, watch, get into discussion, and then truly ponder what you've heard, and then take some actions based on the recommendations and philosophies that you heard, I think that's a key attribute. But I would say Think and Grow Rich, Ernest Holmes, and then How to Win Friends and Influence People, another old school book. Which is great.
And I think especially with the Dale Carnegie book,
Sure.
if you can get one of the early editions, because apparently in the later editions they kind of tidied it up and edited it, and some of the real juice apparently is not in the more modern versions.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me these days. So.
I've heard that. Okay. So question number 5, what free resource would you like to share with the audience to help them?
So if you go to yourwingman.com/refuel, yourwingman.com/refuel, I'm going to share 5 videos on building resilience through your relationships, through your mindset. I have a little thing in there called refuel, retool. Got to refuel your jet and then retool your jet, your weapon systems as well. So yourwingman.com/refuel. You'll get those 5 videos as well. And then I'm going to offer my book, Never Fly Solo, which was a New York Times bestseller. If you go to yourwingman.com/NFS, as in Never Fly Solo, and put your name and email address in, you'll get a free copy. It's $20 on Audible, but as my wingman, I want to offer it to you as well. And if you're looking at the screen, there's a link or a QR code so that you can reach out and connect with me there.
Great. And those will both be in the show notes as well.
Awesome.
Okay. So Waldo, question number 6, the last one. What should I have asked you that I didn't ask you?
One of my favorite questions is what are you excited about today? What's exciting to you? What's giving you juice? I have a saying, it's not what keeps us up at night that's as important that gets us out of bed. So many of us get focused on what keeps us up at night. It's a big sales question. So what's keeping you up at night? That's fear-based, which I think is energy draining. What gets you out of bed is courage-based. It's when you're focusing on what you love, what drives you, what makes you want to, jump into your jet, push up the throttle, take off, even though you may be getting shot at. And so, what was the question? I guess.
Yeah. What should I have asked you? What should I have asked you that I didn't?
Yeah. So that's something, what's exciting to you. And I think people need to be focused on that. Keep your vector and your radar sweeping on what's good. It's all about good. There's enough negativity in the world. And for me, like I said, I'm going to Lake Tahoe with my wife and son. I'm trying to get a fishing trip. And that's something that we're fighting for, what we're endeared to, what gives meaning to our mission. And Lord knows these days, there's enough things that are dragging us down. We need excitement. We need fun. We need joy.
I think that's a great message, and I can see why you are like keynote speaker of the year. I love your energy and the way you take on life. So that was perfect, Waldo. Thank you so much for your time tonight.
You're welcome, Andrew. I really enjoyed it, and I wish you well.
Thanks for listening to the Destiny Awakening interviews. If you have a friend who would benefit, please share and subscribe to the show on iTunes and leave a review. We really appreciate it. And remember, always use your power for good.